from that mansion that the Scooby-Doo gang always seemed to find themselves in, with the really long hallways where they'd run for like 8 miles and still not get anywhere, but you'd occasionally see a doorway passing on each side. This is Kurt Berglund with another game of Pine Tar Baseball today. Very excited to be demonstrating the new card set that is coming out in 2020, actually very soon. And these cards that I'm using today are available on Facebook on the Pine Tar Baseball page for a free download, and you can try them out yourself if you have the Pine Tar game. If you don't, you can pick it up on ttlbaseballgame.com, ttlbaseballgame.com, and try these out for yourself. There are a few teams available on the Facebook page. The Rockies and the Marlins, I believe, are there too for this set. These are the franchise all-star teams that are coming out. And today I'm going to be using, actually we're going to be starting a series between the Blue Jays and the Yankees all-time teams. We are in Yankee Stadium today. The Blue Jays are going to be the road team today. Each roster on the Facebook page has 21 players, and so I made a lineup. We have 8 pitchers per team. Made a lineup for both teams, and we are ready to roll. I want to go through the batting orders for you and get started. So let's do that. For the visiting Toronto Blue Jays, leading off, the designated hitter, Jose Bautista. Batting second, the third baseman, Josh Donaldson. Batting third, the first baseman, Carlos Delgado. Batting fourth, second baseman, Robbie Alomar. Batting fifth, right fielder, Jesse Barfield. Batting sixth, left fielder, Joe Carter. Batting seventh, shortstop, Tony Fernandez. Batting eighth, center fielder, Devon White. And batting ninth, catcher, Russell Martin. The manager for the all-time Blue Jays that I have selected from the Pine Tar manager set is John Gibbons. So we'll be using his strategy card to make the Blue Jays go today. And the Blue Jays pitcher in Yankee Stadium today is Dave Stieb. All right. For the homestanding New York Yankees, leading off and playing center field, Joe DiMaggio. Batting second at first base, Lou Gehrig. Batting third, the right fielder, Babe Ruth. Batting fourth, the left fielder, Mickey Mantle. I'm sorry, Gehrig is the DH. Lou Gehrig is the DH, but he is batting second. Batting fifth, the catcher, Yogi Berra. Batting sixth, this guy's at first base, Don Mattingly. Batting seventh, third baseman, Greg Nettles. Batting eighth, second baseman, Robbie Cano. And batting ninth, shortstop, Derek Jeter. The manager for the Yankees that I have selected is Casey Stengel. And the pitcher for the Yankees in Game 1 of the series, don't tell me. He's here. Is Whitey Ford. And there's Whitey's card. So we have 21-man rosters. We have manager cards that we're using. And we are ready to go in this ball game. We're at Yankee Stadium. Jose Bautista is digging in against Whitey Ford. And here we go. The pitch to Bautista is a fly ball towards left field, and that's going to be Mickey Mantle for the first out of the ball game, first out of the series. And Josh Donaldson, the third baseman, stands in against Whitey. And Josh hits a ground ball to second base. That's Cano. And he's going to throw to Mattingly for out number 2. And Carlos Delgado. Delgado strikes out on some Whitey Ford gas. It's a 1-2-3 inning for the Blue Jays in the first. We go to the bottom of the first against Steve. It'll be DiMaggio, Gehrig, and Ruth. And Jolton Joe hits a comebacker to Steve, who's going to flip to Delgado for out number 1. Lou Gehrig with the 1 out, the DH today. They had to explain to him what the DH was before the game started. And Dave Stieb strikes out Lou Gehrig on a bender. That's 2 down. And here's a man that knows about benders. Babe Ruth steps in. And with 2 outs, looking to get the first hit of the ball game. And he does not. It's a ground ball to Alomar, who avoids the urge to spit and throws to Delgado for out number 3 in the first inning. We go to the second inning. We are scoreless in the Bronx. Robbie Alomar will lead off against Whitey Ford. I'm going to switch my rule book there to this side, and here we go. And Alomar hits a ground ball to first base. That's going to be Mattingly flipping to Ford for out number 1. Jesse Barfield steps in against Whitey, and he strikes out. That's Whitey's second strikeout on the day. And Joe Carter, World Series hero, steps in, except this ain't Mitch Williams on the mound. And that is a strikeout, strike 3 called on Joe Carter, and that will end the Blue Jays second. 6 up and 6 down so far for Whitey. And we go to the bottom of the second. It'll be Mantle, Berra, and Mattingly against Steve. Mickey Mantle lines a base hit. We have our first hit of the ball game and our first base runner for either team. Mickey's on first. And Yogi Berra steps in. Pitch to Yogi is a ground ball to Donaldson. Josh is up with it. He's going to throw to Alomar for 1. The relay till Delgado is not in time. Yogi beats it out. And with 1 out, Yogi's on first instead of Mickey. And Don Mattingly steps in against Dave Stieb. They faced each other, of course, many times in real life. And this time, Mattingly hits a ground ball to Delgado. Carlos spins and throws to Fernandez for the force at second. Tony jumps out of the way of a sliding Yogi Berra, and Mattingly is safe at first. Greg Nettles stands in with 2 outs now against Steve. And Greg hits a ground ball to Alomar, who's going to go the short way to Fernandez, and that will retire the Yankees in the second. Steve and Ford matching wits in this one. We are scoreless through 2. Bottom third of the Toronto order is due up. It's Fernandez, White, and Martin. And that's a ground ball to Mattingly. And Mattingly's going to flip to Whitey Ford for out number 1. Devon White will stand in against the lefty, the Hall of Famer. Not Devon White, Whitey Ford. And Devon White lines a base hit. That is a hit to right. And he's on, and Russell Martin will stand in. Russell Martin batting 9th for the Blue Jays today. Devon White has the first hit for the Jays. And Russell Martin, we have an error check. We have an error check, our first one of the day. Let's see if the Yankees are up to the challenge. It's a check for DiMaggio. And Joe DiMaggio drops the ball. Joe DiMaggio drops the ball, and Devon White is going to get all the way to third base. Russell Martin on a head-first slide gets into second on the error. And with second and third and one out, Jose Bautista comes to bat against Whitey Ford. The Yankee infield is going to be at normal depth. The pitch to Jose is strike three swinging. Jose does not come through. And there's two men out, second and third for Donaldson. Delgado is on deck. He's a lefty. They're going to go ahead and pitch to Josh, second and third. The pitch to Josh Donaldson is a fly ball to right field. Babe Ruth is back to the track, and he's got it for out number 3. And so Whitey Ford suffers an error from DiMaggio, but the Blue Jays cannot capitalize. And after 2.5, it's scoreless in New York. Robinson Cano, Derek Jeter, and Joe DiMaggio are up in the bottom of the third. For the Yankees, ground ball Delgado. He's going to take it to first himself, and that's it for Cano. Jeter stands in. Derek lines a base hit to left field. He's aboard, and a man is on for Jolton Joe DiMaggio. Steve to the belt. He checks Jeter. The pitch home to DiMaggio is a ground ball to short. Tony Fernandez, Robbie Alomar, Carlos Delgado. Double play. Crushes the Yankee threat in the bottom of the third. We go to the top of the fourth, and we're still knotted at 0. Carlos Delgado leads off against Ford. It'll be Delgado, Alomar, and Barfield. And this one's a fly ball right field. Babe Ruth is in a few steps, and he will take it for out number 1. Robbie Alomar stands in against Whitey Ford. And Robbie hits a fly ball to left. This will be Mickey Mantle with plenty of room. Death Valley and all. And Jesse Barfield with 2 outs and nobody on. Strikes out for a second time against Whitey Ford. The Blue Jays are scoreless, and we have played 3.5 with no score. It'll be Gehrig, Ruth, and Mantle against Dave Steve in the bottom of the fourth. Line drive, base hit, Gehrig to right field. Lou Gehrig is on, and Babe Ruth is coming to the plate. Gehrig's 1 for 2. Ruth is 0 for 1. Steve wants a double play ball. And Steve gets a strikeout instead, strikes out Babe Ruth, and with 1 out, Mickey Mantle will come to the plate. And Mickey takes ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Good hitter's pitch. The pitch to Mantle is a ground ball to short. Fernandez to Alomar, and that's all they're going to get. Mantle's safe at first on the fielder's choice. Yogi Berra stands in with 2 outs. And Mickey on first. Tough pitching today, both sides. Fly ball right field. This will be Jesse Barfield, and that will retire The Yankees in the fourth. After 4 innings, we've settled nothing. It's 0-0 in the Bronx. Joe Carter, Tony Fernandez, Devon White. Carter stands in 0 for 1 today against Ford. And Joe hits one to center, a mile in the air, but not deep. Joe DiMaggio will take it for out number 1. Whitey Ford against Tony Fernandez now. And Tony hits a ground ball first base. That's Mattingly, who's going to flip to Ford, and that's 2 down. And Devon White, 1 for 1 today with 2 outs. Devon draws a walk. He's aboard, and Russell Martin will step to the plate. The best Blue Jay chance happened when Joe DiMaggio dropped Martin's fly ball back in the third, but they could not capitalize. White's on first. The pitch to Martin is hit high and deep. And is it going to be fair or foul? It's fair, and that's a 2-run homer for Russell Martin. The Blue Jays lead 2-0. Just inside the foul pole in left field. Jose Bautista with 2 outs. The base is clean, and the Blue Jays owning a 2-0 lead. Jose hits one to left, but not deep enough. Wrong part of the park. Towards left center, and Mickey will take it for out number 3. But the Blue Jays break out on top in the 5th with a 2-run homer by catcher Russell Martin. And it's 2-0 Blue Jays. Don Mattingly, Greg Nettles, Robinson Cano in the bottom of the 5th for the Yankees. We have a range check, and that will be for Joe DiMaggio. No, it won't be. It'll be for Devon White. And that will be caught by White for 1 out. And Greg Nettles stands in 0 for 1 today. Cano is on deck. And Nettles lines a base hit. This one goes to center field, and Greg is on board with 1 out. Robbie Cano stands in. 0 for 1 today for Cano. 1 man out, Nettles on first. The pitch to Cano is a fly ball to right field. Barfield's going to back up a few steps, but he's got room to make the play, and that's 2 down. Derek Jeter is up with 2 outs, and Nettles on first. And that is a fly ball to center field. And that's going to be taken by White. And that will retire the Yankees in the 5th. We go to the 6th. It's Blue Jays 2, Yankees nothing. And Donaldson, Delgado, and Alomar are due for the Blue Jays in this inning against Whitey Ford. Donaldson's 0 for 2 in this ball game. Josh skies one to left field. Mickey Mantle's going to back up a few steps, but take it. And that's 1 down. Carlos Delgado, 0 for 2 today with a strikeout. Carlos skies one to center field. Jolton Joe DiMaggio is back a few steps, almost to the track. And he's got it for out number 2. And Robbie Alomar, 0 for 2 today. And Alomar takes a called 3rd strike, and that will do it for the Blue Jays in the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Steve going through the lineup for the 3rd time, and that matters. He drops to a B, and he's facing DiMaggio, 0 for 2 today. Grounded into a killer double play in the 3rd. And DiMaggio walks, draws a walk, down to first base he jogs, waves to Marilyn. Marilyn blows him a kiss, and Lou Gehrig is up. And Mrs. Lou Gehrig's not happy because she thinks that Marilyn blew Lou Gehrig a kiss, and that would just be wrong. Or something. Lou Gehrig is 1 for 2 today. And that's trouble. That is to center and in the gap. And yes, that's in the gap. DiMaggio to third. DiMaggio to third. They're going to hold him at third. And that'll put 2 runners in scoring position for Babe Ruth. There's nobody out in the 6th. Well, the Blue Jays Blue Jays are going to get Paul Quantrill up in the bullpen and see if he can get ready. Steve is facing Ruth. The infield is at normal depth. Ruth stands in with first base open. They're pitching to him. Ground ball, first base, Delgado. Ground ball, first base, Delgado. He takes it and flips to Steve for the out. That's going to score DiMaggio from third. It'll get Gehrig down to third base. And it's 2-1 Blue Jays with Mickey Mantle due. Mickey's 1 for 2 today, tying run on third base. Jays infield is in. Infield is in. Try and choke off this run at the plate. The pitch to Mickey. Strike 3 swinging. Just what Steve needed, and now Yogi's due up. Are they going to go to Quantrill? No, they're not. They're going to let Steve try and work his way out of it. The tying run still on third base. That's Lou Gehrig. Mrs. Gehrig is now blowing Marilyn Monroe a kiss in a bizarre twist. Or maybe not so bizarre. I don't know. This is the fun you have with all-time franchise all-star baseball on Pine Tar. You got Mrs. Lou Gehrig blowing him a kiss to Marilyn Monroe. You don't know. All right, so Yogi Berra stands in. Gehrig's on third. There's 2 outs. Yogi's 0 for 2 today. Tying run on third base. Does Yogi deliver? No, he doesn't. He lifts a fly ball to center field, and this is going to be White, who's going to take the fly ball and kill the Yankee rally. But the Yankees break onto the scoreboard, and we go to the top of the 7th with the score of the Blue Jays 2, the Yankees 1, and Jesse Barfield against Whitey Ford. Barfield strikes out for the 3rd time today. Joe Carter's 0 for 2. He steps in against Ford. And Carter strikes out, called third on Joe. That's his 2nd strikeout of the day. And Tony Fernandez, 0 for 2. Both times grounded out to Mattingly. And this one is a range check. And this will be towards Mattingly, who doesn't make the play. It's a base hit for Fernandez. So Fernandez has tried Mattingly 3 times. Mattingly made the play twice, and one skipped by him the third time up. And so it'll be Devon White standing in. Devon is 1 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. Russell Martin of the 2-run homer is on deck. Devon White stands in against Ford. And White lines a base hit. This one goes to right field. And Fernandez will take third on the play. Be first and third for Russell Martin. That's going to get Casey thinking about the bullpen, and it's going to get him thinking about Dave Righetti. No, it's not. Just kidding. Mike Stanton warms up, starts to get loose. Martin is 1 for 2 with a 2-run homer. He's accounted for the Blue Jays offense today. Fernandez on third, White on first. There's 2 men out. Ford in trouble, and the pitch to Martin. And this time he gets Martin on a breaking ball. A little sweet revenge for Whitey Ford as Martin goes down swinging. The Blue Jays are scoreless in the 7th. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Time to stretch them out. It is Toronto 2, New York 1 in Game 1 of this series. Mattingly 0 for 2 against Dave Stieb. It's Mattingly, Nettles, and Cano. And that's a base hit for Mattingly. He's aboard, and Cano will come to the plate. Or, no, sorry, Nettles will come to the plate. Greg's 1 for 2. That's going to do it for Stieb. They're going to go to Quantrill. And Stieb ends his day. Six innings, 5 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, and 1 run. It was earned so far. Nettles stands in against Quantrill. Quantrill is a right-handed pitcher. And Greg hit one to the gap in right center. It's down for a hit. Mattingly is around third. White will get it first before Barfield and pivot and throw to Alomar. They're going to wave Mattingly home. And Alomar's throw to Martin is not in time, and Mattingly scores the tying run of the ball game on a double by Greg Nettles. It is now 2-2 in the bottom of the 7th. Nettles is on second. Cano is up. He is not, to put it mildly, an accomplished bunter. So Quantrill's going to try and work his way out of this jam. And that didn't do it. It's another base hit. This one goes to center field. It's over White's head. Nettles will score from second, and Cano's on second, takes his spot. It's Yankees 3, Blue Jays 2 in the bottom of the 7th. And John Gibbons is going to get Dwayne Ward throwing some heat in the bullpen. And Jeter stands in. Cano on second, nobody out. Jeter at bat. The Yankees have taken a 1-run lead, and there's another hit. Base hit Jeter to left field. Cano is around third. The left fielder is Joe Carter. He is up with it. He is going to throw home to Martin. Do they get Cano? They do not. Cano scores. It's 4-2 New York. And that's going to do it for Quantrill. And it's going to be Dwayne Ward coming on in the bottom of the 7th. Quantrill three batters faced, 3 hits, 2 doubles, and 2 runs scored so far. Jeter is his responsibility on first base. Dwayne Ward is now in to try and stifle the rally. Joe DiMaggio is at the plate. Lou Gehrig is on deck. The pitch to Joe is lofted to left field. Joe Carter's got room, and he will make the first out of the inning. Lou Gehrig is 2 for 3 with a double and a whiff today. His wife has been irresponsibly blowing kisses to Marilyn Monroe, so we got something, maybe some post-game action. Lou Gehrig stands in against Ward. And Lou strikes out. Ward throws some gas right by him, and Babe Ruth is up. Jeter still on first base. Ruth is over 3 with a ribby today and a strikeout. Pitch to the Babe. He strikes out. Ward strikes out both Gehrig and Ruth. But the Yankees have a 3-run inning and take a 4-2 lead. Take a 4-2 lead heading into the 8th over Toronto. Whitey. What are we going to do with Whitey Ford? The top of the Blue Jays order is coming up. They're going to leave Whitey on. He's allowed 2 runs or less, so he can do that, and so he's going to stay on. Bautista's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. It'll be Bautista, Donaldson, and Delgado in the Blue Jay 8th. And Bautista lines a base hit. This one goes to right field. Bautista goes the other way. And he's aboard. Goose Gossage starts to warm up in the Yankee bullpen. Josh Donaldson stands in. This is interesting. A strategic question here now. John Gibbons' manager bonus can re-roll the second place hitter in the lineup, who, of course, for Gibbons very, very often was Donaldson. He has the option once per series to re-roll the second place hitter's roll. Donaldson is 0 for 3 today. He represents the tying run. Bautista's on first. Whitey Ford to the belt. He checks Donaldson. And that's ball 2. And this one is a strikeout. Tempting to re-roll, but he's not gonna. Delgado is gonna stand in against the left-hander Ford. They don't want Delgado facing Gossage. Bautista stands at first base. There's 1 man out. Fly ball left field. Mickey Mantle's going to make the play. That's 2 down. And Robbie Alomar, 0 for 3 today with a strikeout. And that will be a range check for somebody. Shortstop, Jeter. Doesn't get there. It's Byam for a base hit. Bautista stops at second. Jeter could not reach the grounder. Casey Stengel is coming out, and it's going to be Gossage coming on in the 8th with 2 outs to face Barfield. Barfield has struck out 3 times today. He's got the hat trick. He's looking for the golden sombrero. There are some options on the Blue Jays bench. Oh, boy. So Gossage is now in. Gossage, as you can see, is an A-plus reliever at home. His Pine Tar rating. And so let's set the stage for you. Bautista's on second base. Alomar is on first base. Barfield is due, but he has struck out 3 times. They're going to let him go. They're going to let him swing. Barfield will face Gossage. The pitch to Jesse. Barfield is the lead run in the game. And we have a wild pitch. Gossage throws one to the backstop. That advances Bautista to third, Alomar to second. Still tempted to go to the pinch hitter, but I'm not going to. Barfield will face Gossage, just as he did, I'm sure, in real life many, many times. The pitch is a ground ball third. Nettles has it, and he throws to first over to Mattingly, and that will retire the Blue Jays in the 8th. Barfield does not come through in the clutch. All right, so we go to the bottom of the 8th. It's the Yankees 4, the Blue Jays 2. Dwayne Ward is back on the mound. Mickey Mantle, Yogi Berra, and Don Mattingly are due for the Yankees. Mickey strikes out against Ward. That's Mickey's second strikeout. Yogi Berra, 0 for 3 today. And Yogi gives us a rare play. And he pops up. And Delgado is over for it, but a fan interferes with Delgado, and so Yogi is ruled out as an overzealous Yankee fan interferes with Carlos Delgado going for the pop-up. Don Mattingly steps in. He's 1 for 3, and he has scored a run. And Mattingly strikes out against Ward. Ward with 2 innings of work, 4 strikeouts to his credit. We go to the 9th. Casey's going to stick with Gossage for now, but Mariano Rivera is warming up in the pen. And, yeah, so we'll see what happens. Joe Carter is scheduled to lead off. Joe is 0 for 3. Tony Fernandez is on deck. See how Gibbons wants to play this. They're going to hit for Carter. And that's going to raise some eyebrows, but they're going to do it anyway. It's going to be John Olerud to hit for Carter and lead off the Blue Jay ninth. Olerud stands in against Gossage. Carter was 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts today. Olerud stands in as the pinch hitter. And John hits a fly ball to right field. This one's going to be taken by Babe Ruth, and that's 1 down. Tony Fernandez stands in. Tony's 1 for 3. And Tony hits a fly ball to right field. This is also Babe Ruth, and that's 2 down. And now Devon White, who's 2 for 2 today with a walk and a run scored. And this one is a fly ball to right. Babe Ruth's going to tie a record held by many and make the 3rd out of the 9th inning. The Yankees win Game 1 by a score of 4-2 over the Toronto Blue Jays. Let's look at the line score and do the totals and the winning pitchers. For the victorious New York Yankees, who rode a 3-run 7th inning to victory today, 4 runs on 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 hits. And they committed 1 error, and it was a stunner. Joe DiMaggio dropped a fly ball in center field for a 2-base error. For the Blue Jays, 2 runs on a Russell Martin home run on 6 hits. And the Blue Jays committed no errors. The winning pitcher is Whitey Ford. He is 1-0 in the series since this is the first game of the series. And the losing pitcher is Paul Quantrill, who I'm sure if John Gibbons has his way, it's going to be a while before he sees the ball game again. The save goes to Goose Gossage, his first of the series. And I really enjoyed this. I hope that you get to try this out yourself. Pine Tar is the best game on the market. And this series, this set of cards that's coming out very soon, I think is one that you're really going to like. And combined with the manager cards is even more interesting. So, the first game of the series goes to the Yankees by a score of 4-2. We'll be back tomorrow with Game 2 of the series, also in the Bronx. And pitchers to be and lineups to be announced. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Please click like and subscribe to my channel. So long, everybody.